The Hatton Garden Heist of 2015 is one of the most audacious and meticulously planned robberies in recent history. It captivated the public's imagination due to the age of the perpetrators and the sheer scale of the theft. It all began with a group of elderly men who, despite their age, decided to pull off one of the biggest heists in British history. These men were Brian Reader, known as the Master, John Collins, Daniel Jones, Terry Perkins, Carl Wood, William Lincoln, and Hugh Doyle. Their target was the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Company, located in London's Diamond District. The heist was planned to coincide with the Easter weekend, taking advantage of the long holiday when the area would be quiet and the building deserted. On the night of April 2, 2015, the gang made their move. They approached the building wearing high-visibility vests and carrying bags of tools. Using a set of stolen keys, they entered the building through a side entrance, bypassing the alarm system. Once inside, they descended to the basement where the vault was located. The vault door was reinforced and designed to withstand a significant amount of force. However, the gang had come prepared. They brought along a heavy-duty drill, the Hilti DD 350, which they used to bore through the thick concrete wall. This process was not quick or easy. It took several hours of drilling to create a hole large enough for them to crawl through. By the time they had finished, it was early morning. Despite their efforts, they encountered another obstacle: a metal cabinet blocking their access to the safety deposit boxes. Frustrated and exhausted, they decided to leave and return the following night to complete the job. The next evening, on April 3, 2015, the gang returned to the vault. They managed to move the metal cabinet out of the way and finally gained access to the deposit boxes. Using crowbars and other tools, they forced open 73 safety deposit boxes, taking their time to carefully extract the contents. The loot included jewelry, gold, diamonds, and cash, with an estimated value of up to £14 million. After securing their haul, the gang meticulously cleaned up the scene to avoid leaving any forensic evidence. They removed the CCTV footage and left the vault, carrying their loot in wheelie bins. They then disappeared into the night, leaving behind a crime scene that would baffle investigators for months. The discovery of the heist was not immediate. Due to the Easter holiday, the burglary was not noticed until the vault was accessed on April 7, 2015. The sight that greeted the employees was one of devastation. Safety deposit boxes were pried open and the contents were missing. The police were called and an investigation began. The Metropolitan Police launched Operation Weeding, a major investigation into the heist. Forensic teams scoured the vault for evidence, while detectives reviewed hours of CCTV footage from the surrounding area. The investigation faced significant challenges, as the gang had been careful to avoid leaving behind any clues. Despite these efforts, a breakthrough came when the police identified a white Mercedes-Benz linked to the heist. This vehicle had been spotted on CCTV near the crime scene on the nights of the burglary. Further investigation revealed that the car was registered to a known associate of one of the gang members. As the investigation progressed, the police began to piece together the identities of the suspects. Surveillance operations were carried out, and the gang members were observed meeting and discussing their plans. The police also managed to recover some of the stolen loot, which provided additional evidence against the suspects. On May 19, 2015, the police made their move. In a series of coordinated raids, they arrested several members of the gang, including Brian Reader, John Collins, Daniel Jones, Terry Perkins, and Carl Wood. The men were charged with conspiracy to commit burglary and other related offenses. The trial of the Hatton Garden gang began in November 2015. The defendants, who were all in their 60s and 70s, appeared frail and unassuming. However, the evidence against them was overwhelming. The prosecution presented detailed accounts of the planning and execution of the heist, as well as the efforts to cover their tracks. During the trial, it emerged that Brian Reeder, the oldest member of the gang, had a long history of involvement in high-profile crimes. He was known as the Master due to his expertise in planning and executing complex heists. Despite his advanced age, he had remained active in the criminal underworld. The trial also revealed the lengths to which the gang had gone to avoid detection. They had used disposable mobile phones, false identities, and encrypted communication methods to coordinate their activities. Despite these precautions, their carelessness in other areas, such as leaving behind fingerprints and using recognizable vehicles, ultimately led to their downfall. In January 2016, the members of the gang were found guilty and sentenced to lengthy prison terms. Brian Reeder received 6 years and 3 months, while the other members received sentences ranging from 6 to 7 years. The sentences were seen as relatively lenient, given the scale of the theft and the ages of the defendants. The Hatton Garden heist remains one of the most remarkable and audacious crimes in British history. The image of a group of elderly men pulling off such a daring robbery captured the public's imagination and has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films. The heist showcased a blend of meticulous planning and bold execution, highlighting the ingenuity and determination of its perpetrators. Despite the capture and imprisonment of the gang members, much of the stolen loot was never recovered. This has added an element of mystery and intrigue to the story, as people continue to speculate about the whereabouts of the missing valuables. The Hatton Garden heist serves as a reminder that even the most secure locations can be vulnerable to a well-planned and executed plan, regardless of the age of the perpetrators. In the months following the heist, media outlets around the world reported on the case, drawing comparisons to Hollywood films and emphasizing the unusual nature of the elderly criminals. The public's fascination with the story was fueled by the dramatic details of the burglary and the subsequent police investigation. The heist had a significant impact on security protocols in the Diamond District and beyond. Businesses and financial institutions reviewed and upgraded their security measures, hoping to prevent similar incidents in the future. The Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Company itself faced scrutiny and criticism for the apparent ease with which the burglars had accessed the vault. In 2017, 2 more men, Michael Seed and Hugh Doyle, were arrested in connection with the heist. Seed, known as Basil, was believed to be the alarm specialist who had disabled the security systems. Doyle was accused of assisting with the logistics of the operation. Both men were eventually convicted, with Seed receiving a 10-year prison sentence and Doyle receiving a suspended sentence. The Hatton Garden heist continues to be a topic of interest and debate. It has inspired numerous adaptations, including a television series and a feature film, each offering their own interpretation of the events. The story remains a testament to the audacity and ingenuity of its perpetrators, as well as a cautionary tale about the vulnerabilities in security systems. As the years pass, the legend of the Hatton Garden heist grows, capturing the imagination of new generations. It serves as a reminder that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and that even the most unlikely criminals can pull off the most extraordinary crimes.